She attempts a small smile. You look terrible. Lord Sander just had a really bad coughing fit. He was having a hard time breathing. What? She seems genuinely surprised. I would have thought she'd have known at least something considering how much running around everyone did. Then again, if she was taking care of Lady Rosalind, she probably had more than enough to deal with on her own. I'm so sorry, is he alright? For now, Borges is with him, so he shouldn't get any worse for the time being. I don't think he has a lot of time left, though. Lycia frowns deeply, not quite sure how to follow with that without being insensitive. I left her in an awkward position. I'm gonna get back to work. I could use a distraction. Of course, don't let me stop you. I turn to go, but Lycia speaks up once more. Marcel? Her face falls. She's no longer attempting to hide how upset she is. I really am sorry. You have nothing to apologize for. You're wrong. This time I really do. Don't argue with me on this, Marcel. I'm not in the mood. This time her expression is new to me. Instead of looking sad, she looks cold, like she's cut off her emotions. It's an expression I've never expected to see on her face. It makes me question whether or not I actually know the first thing about her after all. She dismisses herself and leaves me feeling guilty for doubting her. Lycia is my friend, and she feels happiness and sadness deeply. That expression was out of character, but it doesn't mean she's not the Lycia I know. Alright, we gotta get the Kamal stuff going up. 63. That's right, keep it up. And my reputation better be going up too. Week 30 of 34. Come on, just a bit more. Relationship is great with Kamal. And 70. Now I just need 20 more. Yeah, I just need 20 more. Wow, we're going like 2 weeks and I still haven't had a chance to forgive our Lord? Really? Okay. Come on, Marcel, get it together. I keep repeating the same line in my head as I stare down Lord Sander's door. Of course, it hasn't really helped. I've gotten this far, but I can't seem to get myself to take the last step, which is aggravating to say the least. I'm getting really tired of my own nonsense. Just do it, it'll be fine. I nod to myself and take another step towards the door. I reach out for it when I hear a woman clearing her throat behind me. I turn to see Lady Rosalind. I try to hide my displeasure as I give her a customary bow. What are you doing? I have a message to deliver to Lord Sandor. It's not exactly untrue. Granted, I guess it's kind of cheating. I'm the one the message originates from. A message? What kind of message? The kind of message that is lore for Lord Sander only. Rude as always, I see. No matter. Your loathsome presence will not get to me today. I don't like the sound of that. If Lady Rosalind is in a good mood, it tends to mean bad things. In fact, while you're delivering your oh-so-secret message to Lord Sander, you can deliver a message from me too. I trust you can at least do that obediently, yes? I resist the urge to roll my eyes. Yes, your ladyship. Good. You will tell Lord Sander that I will be taking over his kitchen in the near future. It's been too long since his house has hosted a proper dinner party due to Lord Sander's condition. I thought I'd change that. Thus my servants will be in charge of preparing everything. Lord Sander only needs to show up. Is she gonna poison Lord Sander? She's like, hurry it up. He's like, he's running out of time, but hurry it up. Lady Rosalind, with all due respect, Lord Sander is in no condition. Nonsense. A little time out of bed will do him some good. I think you should check with Dr. Borges before assuming something like that. A good servant only has opinions when their master asks for them. So be a good little servant and just deliver the message, okay? If Lord Sander really has a problem with it, he can just say so. Yes, your ladyship. Off you go then. Right, I guess I better go do that then. I sigh and then turn my attention back to the door as Lady Rosalind takes her leave. This time, I knock. I don't know if I'll be able to tell Lord Sander what I need to tell him, but I can at least let him know what Lady Rosalind had to say. Come in. I enter the room. Lord Sander sees me and smiles. It's a warm smile. It's good to see you, Marcel. I end up responding with a non-committal nod. Did you come to talk some more? No, not exactly. Well, Lady Rosalind wanted me to tell you she's organizing a dinner party and she wants you to come. She's stealing your kitchen and everything for it. Lord Sandor sighs. I suppose no isn't an option then. That's the way she made it sound. Well, I guess I'll just have to go then. You don't have to. If you're not up for it, then you should just tell her. She'll keep pushing. It's just better to get it over with when it comes to her. That way I at least get a moment's peace before she comes up with some other scheme. I know he's right, but I'm still worried. Last time he had to get up for her, he could barely make it. You're sure? It's fine, Marcel. Thank you for worrying about me, though. I stopped myself. That's not what I want to say to him. I need to stop being so defensive and start being honest about my feelings. Yeah, Marcel, come on. We only have 3 weeks left. Chop chop. No, that's not right. I am worried about you. Last time you could barely make it down the stairs. I don't think you should push yourself. It's just this once. I have something I'd like to tell all of them anyway. So can you tell her I agree to it? She can throw her dinner and I will be there. I let out a sigh. I'm still not sure about this myself, but I suppose my opinion isn't the one that matters here. If he thinks he can manage, who am I to argue? His son, that's all. When that thought occurs to me, I realize I'm still thinking like a servant. I do have a right to argue with him on this. I'm not delivering that message. Instead of getting angry, Lord Sandor laughs. I see. I'll just have Vincent do it then. I cross my arms, very displeased. It's fine, Marcel, really. I'm pretty sure I'm actually up for it. I sigh, but I guess he has made up his mind. I'm done, for now at least. I shift Tell him you forgive him already, oh my gosh! I shift uncomfortably, realizing that now is the time to bring up what I have to tell him. I go ahead and start, hoping I won't be able to back out of it once I brought it up. There was something else I wanted to say. Go ahead. Well, my brain goes into panic mode. I try to focus on finding the right words, but they're not easy to find. I grit my teeth and decide any words will do as long as I get the message across somehow. I'm going to accept you as my father. Lord Sandor's no dad's eyes go wide. I bite my lip nervously, wondering how he'll take this news. He has to be happy, right? I mean, that's the most likely outcome. After all this time with him, it's really the only possible outcome. But what if, for some inexplicable reason, he's not? I don't think I could take being rejected. He laughs and I die a little inside. Are my feelings that funny to you? It's not that. I'm happy. Happier than I've been in a long time, in fact. It means more to me than you know, Marcel. I guess I might as well admit it. Me too. I'm a little jealous of how calm he looks while I'm sweating nervously and probably bright red in embarrassment. In other words, a complete mess. I'm not good at this. I think I need some time to process, if that's okay. I understand. We'll talk later, son. I nod and head for the door, doing my best not to turn. He called me son. It feels weird, but it is a good weird. It's not like either of our lives are drastically changed after this. He's too sick to do any father-son things, and well, I'm probably too old anyway. Still, it doesn't feel meaningless. I feel a little more whole? Is that it? Maybe it is. And that makes me feel stupidly happy. And feeling stupidly happy makes me feel a little ridiculous. I'm so used to keeping my emotions in check, but today, they're out of control despite my efforts. I don't know what to do with myself. And then I run into Lady Rosalind again. It's annoying how sobering her presence can be. So what did he say? He said he'll attend your ladyship. Wonderful. She smiles brightly and reaches over to pinch my cheek. It's not a sign of affection, especially with the amount of force she uses. It turns out you can be reliable after all. I'm so proud of you. So much so that I have another job for you. Well, that's just great. I want you to be in charge of serving the wine at dinner tomorrow. I thought your servants were handling it, your ladyship. They'll be busy in the kitchen. They have bigger things to worry about than menial serving tasks. Oh, don't look at me like that. You won't be alone. I'm sure Lord Sandor's butler will be willing to help out. He's always jumping at the chance to serve his betters. It might be endearing if it wasn't so disgusting. I wish I could hit her. I knew I shouldn't be thinking that way, but why? Why does she have to degrade Vincent? I hate that she can just get away with her snide comments. I take a deep breath and focus on cutting this conversation short. Very well, ladyship. I'm able to leave soon after that. I work on various chores over the course of the day and then head to my room to clean up before I'm expected to help in the kitchen. I wash up and change into the clean clothes before heading to the door. As I'm about to exit, I hear a loud knock on the door. When I open it, it's Licia, who is standing there, a panicked look on her face. You aren't really going to be at the dinner party, are you? That's not what I would have expected her to bring up. I don't have much of a choice. Lady Rosalind asked me to do it herself, so I'm kind of stuck doing it. You can't, though. Why not? Licia, I have to get back to work. I can't wait for you to answer. Licia makes sure no one is watching and then steps into my room before shutting the door behind her. Licia? Marcel, I told her. Oh my goodness. I knew Licia could not keep a secret. I told Lady Rosalind, okay? What did she say? I know what I heard, but Licia wouldn't do that. I look at her at a loss. See, this is why I never fully liked Licia. I never fully liked her. She can be very manipulative, and I just did not trust her. I did not trust her with that secret. You know, I did not see her as a loyal enough friend. So this is why, like, Licia has been very low on my list as of late, and this does not help. It only, like, justifies my feelings about her. She frowns and looks away ashamedly. She repeats the words a little quieter this time. I told her. You told her what? It's a dumb question. There's only one thing that would be worth telling Lady Rosalind. I just don't want to believe it. She forces herself to look me in the eye and answers my question boldly. I told her that you're Lord Sanders' son. She's going to use that type of information against you, and I'm sure she's hosting this dinner party so she can do just that. She said it. She really said it. I ran a hand through my hair as I tried to sort out a myriad of thoughts that run through my head. We're not cool right now, Licia. We're not cool. Anger, fear, disappointment, it's all there. I just can't decide which one is currently the most prominent. I shelve them as best as I can and focus on getting answers. I need to know why. Licia just wouldn't do this. She has to have a good reason. Please tell me she has a good reason. Why? Just tell me that much. You owe me that much. Does it matter? You have bigger problems then. It matters. She winces at my sharp tone, a tone I hadn't meant to use on her. I take a deep breath, trying to calm down as she fidgets uncomfortably. To her credit, she does find the courage to speak up first. I lied to you, Marcel. I once told you that I didn't hold grudges, but that's not true after all. I thought it was true. I thought that I'd put my past behind me, but I guess I just avoided thinking about it because there wasn't anything I could do about it. But then I overheard your secret, and it gave me an opportunity. I knew I should let it go. Nothing good comes from hatred. I really liked being Lord Sanders' servant, but the more I thought about it, the more I started obsessing over it. In the end, I betrayed you and told Lord Rosalind your secret because I wanted her to use her influence to hurt my family. Oh my goodness, Licia. I don't understand. No, you wouldn't. I had the opportunity to tell you about my family, but I didn't, so there was no way you could know. Marcel, I come from a family that's fairly well off. They aren't as powerful as Lady Rosalind or Lord Sander, of course, but they are influential enough to worry about appearances. So when I rejected the man they picked out to be my husband in an admittedly unrefined manner, they told me not to come back. I tried to apologize, but they didn't care. I had embarrassed them, so I'd lost the right to be their daughter. She starts trembling. Licia is trying to keep together, but this is definitely something that's hard for her to talk about. I knew they'd be upset, but I never thought they'd cast me out. I felt so stupid. I thought... Licia's voice cracks and tears at the edge of her eyes. She's focused on venting her feelings, and she doesn't bother holding them back. I thought they loved me, but if they loved me, how could they throw me away like a piece of trash just because I did one thing they didn't like? So you ended up dooming somebody else, Licia? I understand. Everybody's life is hard. And you definitely... I sympathize with what happened to her, but now you're ruining somebody else's life, too? I'm a human being. I have my own wants and desires. Yeah, I know. You are a human being. You are. This is just... But it still doesn't change the fact that what you did was not cool. I may be the daughter, but that doesn't mean doesn't make me the obedient little doll. It's not fair. She sobs openly, becoming a complete mess. I just, more than anything, I want them to understand how much they hurt me. So much I was willing to sacrifice my job and my friendship with you and Renee. There's no way I can keep them now. She laughs bitterly, resigning herself to the path she's chosen. But I don't hate her. Not now that I know. She's like my mom. If Mom had a chance to get back at her parents or Lord Sander like this, she would have done the same thing, even if it hurt more than them. I know her well enough to know that, and that's unfortunate. It's not because she hates them, but because she still cares about them in her own way. She wants them to know the same hurt that she felt when they rejected her, and this is the only way she thinks she can get close to that, even get close to that. Licia. She looks at me defiantly, challenging me to take whatever revenge I've decided upon. Instead, I pull her into a tight hug. Which is interesting. I feel like at this point, they should give you a decision of whether you should or should not forgive Licia. I think ultimately, Marcel would forgive her, but I think the game should have given us the choice. Her eyes widen in surprise as she tries to pull away, but I've got her. I don't hate you. She lets out a loud sob. You don't mean that. You can't mean that. I mean it. I don't hate you. Well, I hate you. It's not fair. Your father loves you. I get it, she's jealous. She knows my relationship with Lord Sandor hasn't been ideal, but it's still better than what she has. Hate me all you want, I'll never hate you. Her shoulders slump as she calms down. She's still crying, but her sobs aren't nearly as apparent as before. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I pat her on the head. We're okay, I promise. Again, that really should have been a decision. She looks like she wants to raise an objection, but ultimately lets the moment pass in silence. After a bit, she collected herself enough for me to let her go. She wipes her eyes and puts on a smile for me. I'm not sure she actually feels it yet, though. Oh, stop with that. I probably look horrible right now, don't I? Yep, your eyes are all puffy. She pouts and punches me in the arm. You're not supposed to actually agree. I laugh, but apologize anyway. Sorry. Well, I guess I'm not in a position to be mad at you after what I did. Nope, you're not, Licia. Don't say it. I don't want to hear any more apologies. She groans, but forces herself to obey my request. She moves on, deciding to give me another bit of information instead. Marcel, there was another reason I did it. You see, when I thought about it, I realized that it didn't matter if Lady Rosalind knew or not. She can say whatever she wants about you, but when it comes down to it, Lord Sandor won't listen to her. So even if you hated me and Lady Rosalind made you miserable, I knew that you'd come out of it okay. She may have a point there. It's oddly comforting. I was freaking out over it, but maybe I was making too big of a deal about it. Then again, maybe it's not Lady Rosalind I was worried about knowing. Maybe I just wanted things to stay the same between me and the people I've met here. I guess what will happen will happen. It's out of my hands now. Hey, Licia, are you sure you really want Lady Rosalind to hurt your family? Because I don't think it's what you really want. If I didn't want it, then why was I willing to mess up everything to get it? She asks it as an honest question. I don't think she fully understands all the feelings that went into making that decision yet. I don't either, of course, but still gets the sense it's not what she wants deep down. I don't know, because you are angry and it's easy to do impulsive things when you're angry, maybe? But I think you already know that it won't have the effect that you want it to have. Licia lets out a tired sigh. I know you're right about that much. I think that you'll only end up regretting it. She pauses, considering it carefully. I'll think about it. I haven't told Lady Rosalind what I wanted in return for that information yet anyway. I guess I could ask for money or something instead. Sorry, talking about that sort of thing is kind of insensitive, isn't it? It definitely is. Still, she didn't say it to hurt me or so I do my best to let it slide. See, for me, it's not... I'm angry at Licia not because of the consequences of what she said. It's more because of the fact that she broke our trust. She took advantage of our friendship. So whatever happens out of this with Miss Rosalind, that is nothing compared to the fact that she betrayed us and she completely, took advantage of our trust. That to me weighs far heavier than whatever Lady Rosalind's going to dish out. So that's my issue right now. Well, the damage is already done. You might as well get something out of it, I guess. Right. So you're not going to go, are you? We can come up with some kind of lie, like you got so sick you couldn't pretend like Lady Rosalind wanted. I'll cover for you. I think I should go anyway. Huh? Really? Why? I want to hear what she has to say for myself. I don't know, Marcel. She's better at beating people down than you might think. That time she made you cry, she was talking about your family, wasn't she? Licia nods. She likes to poke her nose in everybody's business when it comes to things she can use against them. She knew who I was right away, and she brought up a lot of sore points. Actually, that might be why I started thinking about it again. She looks me in the eye and summons up as much determination as she can muster. If you're going to go on no matter what, just be careful. It'll hurt. She'll make sure of that. Thanks, Licia. She nods again, not quite managing to hide her worry. Here we go. It's okay. Kamal's gonna help me be strong. Oh, we only have 3 weeks left. I think I'm gonna get... I lift my sword in an attempt to block Kamal's blow, but I'm a little late on my timing. I managed to avoid being hit, but I nearly dropped my sword in the process since I don't have a tight enough grip on the handle. Kamal could have taken the moment to end our fight, but he takes a step back and gives me a moment to recover. I'm making too many mistakes today. I know I should be thinking about the fight and not Kamal's confession right now, but I can't really help it when he's right in front of me like this. Something is bugging me about it, but I can't quite lay my finger on it. Another swing comes my way and I miss my opportunity to dodge. Luckily, Kamal stopped short, leaving me untouched. He lets out a sigh. I can tell he's disappointed in me. I am, too. That's enough for today. I can keep going. I wipe some sweat off my brow and refocus on Kamal. Kamal observes me for a second before relaxing his stance and letting his sword fall to his side. We'll try again once you've sorted things out. Until then, it doesn't matter how much we practice. You're not going to make much progress. Don't look at me like that. You know exactly what I mean. Your head isn't in the fight. It hasn't been for a while. Frustrated, I end up grumbling. Yeah, well, whose fault do you think that is? Fortunately for me, Kamal overhears and gives me an answer I wasn't exactly looking for. Yours. Mine? Yes, yours. You're the one that's letting my confession distract you. I guess that's kind of true. Still, it's irritating that he's not willing to take any sort of responsibility for it. I mean, I wouldn't be this distracted if he just kept his mouth shut. Oh my goodness. Marcel, just tell him how you feel. This is exactly what he's talking about, though, isn't it? I'm trying to blame him when it really is my reaction that is the problem. Fine, maybe you have a point. But how am I supposed to respond to something like that? You're overthinking it. You just tell him how you feel. Stop thinking about how you're supposed to respond to it and respond the way you want to respond to it. If you are interested, say you're interested. If you're not interested, say you're not interested. And if you're unsure about your feelings, be unsure. How exactly is that last one different from what I'm doing? You can be unsure and still be confident about being unsure. The problem is that you're letting your confusion slip into situations where it doesn't belong. Put your doubts aside and focus on the task at hand. You can resolve your feelings later and then it won't cost you. I know Kamal is just trying to help out, but I'm not exactly in the mood to hear it. I respond in a sharper tone than I mean to. Focus, huh? You say it like it's so easy. It's not easy, but it's something you should learn how to do. Letting someone manipulate your emotions. You're turning this into a lesson? Why not? I'm angry. I knew I probably shouldn't be, but the way Kamal phrased it doesn't sit well with me. Letting someone manipulate your emotions, huh? Is that what I've been letting him do to me? Part of me knows that isn't right, that Kamal wouldn't do that, but another part of me says I can't take the risk of being wrong. It doesn't help that I know I've been careless around Kamal. He's someone I just feel like I could be myself around. He has a way of making me drop my guard. So tell him that, Marcel. Stop thinking it and tell him that for maker's sake. I thought it was because we had some kind of unspoken connection, but what if Kamal is just that good at making people like him? I know Kamal wants me to put my doubts aside, but I can't. This is something I have to sort out now before I let them grow out of control. I can't do this right now. I turn around and start heading back towards the mansion. I need to leave. I'm too irritable right now. If I don't go, I might end up saying something I regret. Marcel, don't go. I said something wrong, didn't I? I'm sorry. I don't care if he's sorry. Marcel. Once Kamal realizes I'm not going to stop, he follows me and grabs my wrist. What'd I do? At least tell me that. Do you even care? What do you mean? What do I mean? It's a question I haven't exactly figured out the answer to myself. When I reply to Kamal, I end up spouting the first thing that comes to my mind. You act like it doesn't even faze you. Ah, that's it. That's what's been bothering me. You confessed to me, but I don't know how you actually feel. You didn't actually say the words, and even after you were non-committable about it, you had us jump right into a practice fight. It was kind of great. I was kind of grateful at the time since it meant I didn't have to come up with a reply, but now, I don't know, it just added to my confusion. And now you're trying to use that to teach me a lesson? I just have to focus, huh? Well, that's what almost got Joran killed. Oh, ouch. Ouch. Oh. Alright, right now, Marcel, I'm like, Marcel, I kinda wanna tell you off right now too. Because you're being really unfair right now, in my opinion. Kamal's eyes darken at the mention of Joran. I know I'm going too far. There is no reason to bring up Joran except to try and hurt Kamal. Which I think is ridiculous, Marcel. You're being very childish right now. But I can't seem to stop myself from lashing out. You were so caught up in what you were supposed to do, you put your feelings aside. You were so focused that you forgot to doubt what you were doing. And maybe that was the right thing to do as a warrior, but it wasn't the right thing to do as a human. I expect Kamal to get angry, but he doesn't. His grip on my wrist loosens as he says a quiet, "You're right." He sighs. I did almost kill Joran, and it was because I cut off my emotions, because they were supposed to be a hindrance. I want to take back everything I said. I had no right bringing Joran up, at least not for this, not for something so petty. Yeah, that's what I was going to say to you, Marcel. Shame on you, Marcel. Kamal cuts me off before I can apologize, his sad expression suddenly changing into a determined one. And it's also true that I could have been more clear about my feelings. He lets go of my wrist and takes a step closer to me. So let me clear now. Kamal places his hands on my cheeks and pulls my face to his. It takes a second to process his lips are now on mine. Somewhere in the back of my head I know that I shouldn't, but I give in and respond by leaning into it myself. The kiss comes to an end far too quickly, and I find myself in a bit of a daze when Kamal pulls back. Marcel, I love you. And whether you realize it or not, that is something very scary for me to admit. He hesitates a second before continuing. The reason I jumped straight into practice match is because I didn't want to hear your answer. I was afraid that you would reject me, and I wasn't prepared to hear that. Confessing to you back then, it wasn't part of the plan. I was waiting for the flowers to bloom. I figured I've worked up my nerve by then. But then you found out about it and sort of just slipped out. So when you confessed to me you were really freaking out? Kamal lets out a heavy sigh. More than you know. Seriously? That was you freaking out? Kamal grumbles. Yes. That's not fair at all. I couldn't tell. I didn't have a clue that you were feeling that way. You just seemed as cool as always. Really? Yes, it's annoying. Kamal laughs. Sorry. I really didn't come off as awkward, though. I mean, I knew you didn't say anything, but I thought you were just being polite. I hate you sometimes. He laughs and says another quick sorry. It's good to see that he's back to his normal self. I guess I am, too. Finding out that he was actually nervous makes me relieved somehow. So are we good? Yeah. I'm sorry for the way I acted. I was frustrated from the fight and everything else, and, well, you didn't deserve any of that. No, it's okay. I'm glad you didn't go off on me. I let you clear up some things. It let you clear up some things, didn't it? Yeah. I feel a lot better. That's good then. Kamal, can I ask you something? Of course. Jordan was the one who asked you out, wasn't he? Yeah. This is the first time I've confessed to anyone. It's annoyingly hard. Kamal lets out a sigh. So, you happy? I'm not as cool as you thought I was, am I? I think it's kind of cute, actually. You're still cool here than allowed to be. I think it's kind of cute, actually. Cute, huh? That's definitely not something I'm used to being called. Kamal lets out a small laugh. I don't think I like it. Too bad, you're cute, so I'm going to call you cute. I think cute suits you much better. I frown. No way, I'm not cute at all. Well, I disagree. I think you're very cute. I don't like where this is going. How about we just agree to not call each other cute from now on? Fine, I guess that's fair. My husband actually has an issue with the term cute. He's cute, he felt, is a little patronizing, I guess. I don't find it patronizing, but I mean, I can understand that. Cool is an acceptable description, though. Well, obviously, I'm glad we could come to an agreement. Anyhow, now that we've all got all that drama behind us, would you like to resume our practice fight? I guess that means Kamal thinks that I've cleared my head enough to have a productive match. Let's see what would have happened instead. You're still cooler than humans are allowed to be. Kamal grins. Am I, aren't I? You're humble too, apparently. Kamal laughs. Yay! Thanks, Marcel. Even if you don't really mean it. I do, though. You're so cool it's annoying. I still feel that way. You might have felt completely awkward, but even the way you told me that was kind of cool. You're talking about that kiss? I blush a bright red upon recalling it. Yes. That's relief. I was a little worried you'd be angry about that. I did say that I wouldn't do anything to you after all. I kind of broke that promise. Yeah, well, yeah. Heh, we can do it again sometime if you'd like. Don't get cocky just because you're a good kisser. Too late. I sigh. I should have figured. You should have. Anyway, now that we've got all of that drama behind us, would you like to resume our practice fight? I guess that means Kamal thinks that I've cleared my head enough to have a productive match. Still, I think I'd better pass this time. I have a few things I'd like to sort out. Kamal nods. Next time, then. Sounds good. I should have things figured out by then. Kamal hesitates for a moment, but eventually asks what's on his mind. Do you think you'll have an answer for me next time? Right, he may have told me that he loves me, but I haven't given him a response. It doesn't have to be next time. Just let me know when you've made up your mind, one way or another. Okay. I really do like Kamal, more than I probably should. I still have my reservations, but being with him, I get the feeling it'd feel natural. And that's definitely not a bad thing. Cool. We're up to 90% with Kamal. 91. 92. So I only need to have 5 more to max out Kamal's relationship, which is good. If I had to choose between ending up with the estate or ending up with Kamal. If I had that choice, I would definitely just choose Kamal. Hands down.